Okay, so this is what we are on the podcast for. This is the topic that I texted you about doing the podcast, because today here on hashtag RTBTH, Real Talk Beyond the Headlines, I am proclaiming.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it. I am proclaiming Kendrick Lamar is the greatest rapper ever. I'll tell you why. Yeah, let's go. Let's fucking go. I'll tell you why. Okay. So first of all, you know, the lyrical thing, it's just not, it's done. It's buried. Kendrick is one of the best. He might be the best. You know, you can squabble up. You can squabble in terms of, is it in terms of just lyrical ability, is it Jay-Z, is it Notorious B.I.G.? A lot of people, you know, not a lot of people, but generally speaking, Biggie he was a wordsmith. You know, he was like just a beautiful rapper, you know, so you can squabble with, is it Nas, is it Jay-Z, is it Kendrick, you know, but Tupac, my bad. I'm sorry, Tupac fans. I know y'all are freaking out right now.
I was waiting. I was waiting. I was like, Brad, how you gonna speak on like three?
Yeah. And you know, you can throw in some of the newer guys, J. Cole, Drake. We'll get to that in a second. Drake is a wordsmith. Drake is his wordsmith. I know niggas is listening to the podcast. You know, I see you with your left eyebrow, Jay. You're like, huh? But no, Drake be snapping, man.
No. See, no, but you should know how I feel about this. It's not that I don't believe he has it in him.
Yeah,
I believe he does. It's just, yeah. Well, we could talk about it.
Yeah. But in terms of wordplay, Kendrick is undeniable Pulitzer Prize winner. You know, in terms of music, you know, pop music or popularity of his music, you know, I mean, he's not necessarily crushing, even though he's done very well. You know, Swimming Pools, I recall was like, I think it may have gone number one. I mean, people love that song. That song was a banger. This was like, what, 12 years ago that song came out? Like, so people kind of, and he went down his path where he was very much more lyrical, very much more cerebral. But in terms of bangers, he has that. You know, I mean, no one can compete with Drake, but let's not sit here and act like Kendrick doesn't have jams before. Not Like Us. Like, he has bangers. He has shit you can ride to. You can play in the club, you know. But this is what it is, man. I mean, his year from when the beef started to now, I mean, it's just extraordinary beyond belief, the massiveness of popularity and star power that Kendrick has achieved. So the beef is its own thing. But not only is it a beef, it's a beef with Drake, and you crush Drake. You stomp on Drake. You absolutely smother Drake, you know. So this is like a huge thing. And then he freaking drops GNX, you know, which is, you know, Kendrick, he was very, he's been very cerebral lately, you know, before GNX. He's, in my opinion, please correct me. You're the music genius. Please set me right. But he was very cerebral. You know, he won his Pulitzer. And then he dropped Mr. Morale, which my understanding is a lot of people felt was very, you know, intellectual, very, you know, maybe academic, you could say. You know, he's a wordsmith. He's a writer. He's a poet. He's a rapper. He's a lyricist. He's a English literature professor, right? Like that's Kendrick. But GNX was bangers. He has wonderful features. He has the Latin music, you know, vocals. I mean, just beautiful, right? You know, so he drops that. And then he has the Super Bowl. You know, I glossed over Not Like Us, but Not Like Us is like one of the greatest songs ever. You know, if you, in terms of the actual listenability, I mean, it's a good song. Like, you know, it's a good song. But in terms of plays, like I log into YouTube Music, it's still like up there in terms of number one, number two, number three, most played songs or most popular songs. Still, you know, it's a incredible diss track, just showstopper diss track. You know, the music video is awesome, you know, and then he gets the Super Bowl. Then he gets the Grammys. 5 Grammys is a sweep. And then he goes on a world tour. I mean, this year is just unbelievably extraordinary. I don't know if anything competes with it. You know, I'm sure dudes have had some great years previously, but when you add that, because the thing about Kendrick is that we know his lyricism, you know, like I say, you can squabble, people are going to debate whatever about who can rap better, but the star power is what sort of like really starts to separate you to be greatest ever. Jay-Z, you know, he has a lot of star power. He's dropping #1 albums nonstop. You know, he's made songs with Beyonce that are wonderful, #1 songs, you know. So he has that star power. Drake, you know, he may not be as lyrically able as those guys, but the star power is just unstoppable with Drake. But Kendrick this year absolutely ascended above all in terms of star power, and his star shined brighter than anyone else's, and it shined hot like the sun. A supernova of star power and lyricism was Kendrick. And that's why he's the greatest rapper ever. Jay, tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm right.